the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way.
The Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 5. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Reka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. It hath been said, Whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. Again ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. But I say unto you, Swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him thy other also. And if any man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee turn not thou away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor, and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
And so the apostate church, the little horn, freely admits it is responsible for the introduction of Sunday worship. We say again, the apostate church, the little horn power, or the Roman church, freely admits that it is responsible for the introduction of Sunday worship, claiming that it has the right to make such changes. And so, an authoritative catechism for priests says, and I quote, "But the church of God," that is, the apostate church, "but the church of God has in her wisdom ordained that the celebration of the Sabbath day, Saturday, should be transferred to the Lord's Day, Sunday." That is found in the Catechism of the Council of Trent, Donovan Translation, 1829, page 358. This catechism was written by order of this great council and published under the auspices of Pope Pius V. We're continuing. Friend of mine, throughout the New Testament times, Christians observed the seventh day of the week as the Sabbath, according to Acts chapter 17 and verse 2, and other passages. The transition from Sabbath or Saturday to Sunday as the day of worship was a gradual process that began sometime before AD 150 and continued for some centuries. The first historical reference to the observance of Sunday as the day of worship by professed Christians occur in the Epistle of Barnabas, chapter 15, and in Justin Martyr's First Apology, chapter 67, both dating from about AD 150, and both denounced Sabbath observance and urged that of Sunday observance. Now the final official action of the Catholic Church expressing preference for Sunday as a day of worship was taken at the Council of Laodicea in the 4th century. Canon 29 of this council stipulates that, quote, "Christians shall not Judaize and be idle on Saturday or the Sabbath, but shall work on that day. But the Lord's Day, Sunday, they shall especially honor, and, as being Christians, shall, if possible, do no work on that day. If, however, they are found Judaizing, observing the 7-day Sabbath, they shall be shut out from Christ." End of quote. As if the Catholic Church could shut out anybody from Christ who endeavor to do what is right. And so, friend of mine, 3 facts are clear from church history. 3 facts are clear from church history. Number 1, the concept of Sunday observance or Sunday sacredness among Christians originated primarily in their effort to avoid practices that would tend to identify them with Jews and thus lead to persecution. So number one, 3 facts are clear in church history. Fact number 1, that the concept of Sunday sacredness among Christians originated primarily in their effort to avoid practices that would lead to identify them with Jews and thus lead to their persecution. Number 2, the other fact from church history is that the church at Rome early developed a preference for Sunday, and the increasing importance attached to Sunday in the early church at the expense of the Sabbath closely parallels Rome's gradual rise to power. And number 3, finally, Roman influence prevailed to make the observance of Sunday a matter of church law, as it did with many other practices such as the worship of Mary, the veneration of the saints and the angels, the use of images, and prayers for the dead. Sunday sacredness rests upon the same basis as the other things that we just mentioned, on the same basis as being non-scriptural practices introduced into the church by the Bishop of Rome. Remember, the Roman Church said that the Pope is of so great authority and power that he can modify even divine laws. Remember that they said that? They also said, remember, that the Pope can modify divine law since his power is not of man but of God, and he acts as a vicegerent of God upon earth with most ample power of binding and loosing his sheep. End of quote. That is taken from the Ecclesiastical Dictionary, Ferreras or Farias, article Papa, Rome, 1890. And so, friend of mine, we are not condemning the Catholics. We are not trying to evaluate the spiritual life of any Catholic. But what we're saying is that these are things that happen in history based on the prophecy of Daniel chapter 7. And all those who love and serve God sincerely would take heed to these things and to worship in churches or in religious bodies that uphold the truth of God's word and not hold on to tradition. So if you're in a place of worship that holds on to tradition instead of the truths of God's word, it's time to leave, because by staying in places that do not follow the clear teachings of the Bible, you will be condoning error. You'll be putting your vote on Satan's side. And if we put our vote on Satan's side by being in places of worship that do not follow the teachings of the Bible, then we are aiding Satan's agenda of spreading evil, and we will not be claimed as children of God, neither will we go to heaven.